You have a dozen tabs open right now, don't you?
How do you know?
You copy a piece of data from a spreadsheet and paste it into a report. You check a task in your project manager, then send a message in your chat app to tell someone you did it. You get an email, which sends you to a link, which opens another app. Click, type, copy, paste, switch. Each click feels productive, but it's not. This is what researchers call the toggle tax, the hidden cost of constantly switching between apps. It's a cognitive whiplash that shatters your focus, drains your creativity, and makes you, ironically, worse at your job.
True.
This constant digital shuffle isn't just an annoyance. It's a symptom of a much deeper problem. To understand why your tools are failing you, we need to look at the fundamental design flaw baked into almost every piece of business software for the last 30 years. In the beginning, the promise of the digital office was simple.
It's actually very simple.
To take what we did on paper and put it on a screen.
It's as simple as that.
The logic was flawless. Your physical filing cabinet had a drawer for documents, a drawer for financial ledgers, and a drawer for customer Rolodexes. So digital software mirrored that perfectly.
But it's so perfect.
Microsoft Word became your document drawer. It did one thing, create documents. Microsoft Excel became your ledger. It did one thing, crunch numbers in a grid. Each application was a pristine digital island designed for a single purpose. It was clean, it was logical. And for a while, it worked.
It actually works.
This model created a sense of order in the chaos of the early internet. It gave us a digital framework that we could easily understand because it mimicked the physical world we were leaving behind. The problem is, work isn't a neat collection of separate files. Work is a messy, interconnected web of conversations, data, and ideas. And as our work became more collaborative and complex, this beautifully organized system of digital islands started to show its cracks, creating invisible walls that would soon bring entire workflows to a grinding halt. Imagine you're a salesperson.
Just imagine it.
A major client requests a new feature during a call. In the old system, you'd log that call in your CRM, the customer island. Meanwhile, the product team is planning their next features in a completely different tool, like Jira, the project island. How does that crucial customer feedback get from your island to theirs?
I don't know. You tell me.
The answer for years has been a painful manual process. You copy your notes, open your email, write a message to the product manager, who then has to open their software and manually create a new entry. A critical piece of business intelligence has to pass through 3 different digital islands, with the risk of being lost or misinterpreted at every step. This is the problem of data silos. Your information is trapped.
So it's trapped.
Now, multiply that problem across an entire company. Marketing can't see which campaigns are leading to actual sales without a complex report. Finance has to chase down project managers for budget updates. It's a system designed to keep information apart, not bring it together.
Keep pulling it apart.
On top of that, these tools were rigid. They forced every team, from creative agencies to engineering squads, to work the exact same way. A one-size-fits-none approach that led to endless frustration. The system was breaking.
It's all breaking up.
Teams were drowning in a sea of subscriptions and notifications. And out of this chaos, a new category of software began to emerge, built on a radically simple question. What if it was all in one place? This is the idea behind what's often called the all-in-one workspace. And tools like Notion, Coda, and ClickUp are the pioneers of this new frontier. Their approach was to stop thinking about a document or a spreadsheet as separate things. Instead, they just gave you a blank canvas. On this canvas, you can write text like in a normal document, but then with a single command, you can drop in a fully functional database, or a checklist, or a project timeline, or a gallery of images. They broke down the walls between different types of information and turned them into interchangeable blocks. A single page could be your project brief, your task list, your budget tracker, and your client database, all living together, all interconnected. This was a revolution. Suddenly, the product team's roadmap and the sales team's client notes could live on the same page, linked together. Everyone was working from a single source of truth. The endless context switching started to disappear. But this was just the beginning. Giving people a single canvas was powerful, but another set of tools was about to give them something even more profound: the power to build their own software without ever writing a line of code. Think about Legos. You don't buy a pre-built Lego castle. You buy a box of bricks, the fundamental building blocks, and you can build a castle, a spaceship, or anything you can imagine. This is the core idea behind a tool like Airtable. On the surface, it looks like a spreadsheet, but that's like saying a box of Legos is just a pile of plastic. In a normal spreadsheet, a cell is just a cell. It holds a number or some text. In Airtable, a cell can be so much more. It can be a file attachment, a checkbox, a drop-down menu, or even a link to a record in a completely different table. This allows you to build what are essentially your own custom applications. A small business isn't just tracking inventory in a grid. They're building an entire inventory management system with image galleries for products, linked tables for suppliers, and forms for new stock entries. This is composability, the idea that software should be a set of powerful building blocks, not a rigid finished product. It empowers the people who actually do the work to build the exact tools they need. This was a massive leap forward in making software fit the worker. But the next leap wouldn't be about changing the structure of our software, but about giving it a mind of its own. For most of its history, software has been a passive tool. It sits there and waits for you to tell it what to do. But with the explosion of generative AI, that relationship is fundamentally changing. Software is no longer just a tool, it's becoming a teammate. Meet the AI Copilot. This isn't a separate chatbot you open in another window. It's an intelligent assistant woven directly into the fabric of the apps you already use. In Microsoft Outlook, it can summarize a 50-message email chain into 3 bullet points. In Google Docs, you can ask it to write a first draft of a project proposal based on my meeting notes, and it will. This is one of the most significant shifts in productivity ever. It automates the tedious, time-consuming parts of work. The first drafts, the data entry, the summarizations, freeing up human brain power for what it does best: strategy, creativity, and critical thinking. It's not about replacing humans, but augmenting them, creating a partnership between human intelligence and machine intelligence. This new AI layer is the final piece of the puzzle, transforming our software from a dumb filing cabinet into an active, intelligent collaborator. The era of digital islands is over. We're in the middle of a great reimagining. We're moving away from rigid, single-purpose apps and toward a future that is integrated, customizable, and intelligent. The spreadsheet is becoming a living database. The document is becoming a dynamic, interconnected workspace. And AI is evolving from a simple feature into a true creative partner. The end goal isn't just to reduce the number of tabs you have open, it's to reduce friction, to dissolve the barriers between your ideas, your data, and your team. The future of productivity software isn't a collection of tools you have to constantly manage. It's a single, cohesive environment that understands your context, anticipates your needs, and helps you do your best work. It's less like operating a machine and more like having a conversation. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the changing world of software, consider subscribing for more videos on technology and the future of work. Thanks for watching.